Hey y'all, it's Andrea from Andrea Speaks TV, back to bring you news and commentary you can use. Thank you again so much for trusting me to provide you with the information and for supporting the channel. I really appreciate you all. Listen, I want to share some information with you. We've talked about here on the channel, we've talked about a lot of things. We've talked about the fact that our current administration is approving, our current president, President Biden, is approving the spending of massive amounts of dollars, millions, sometimes even billions of dollars, not only to help those who are overseas in need for whatever reason, but also here right on the home front. I want to read to you an article that I found on CNBC. And the title of the article says, the Biden administration awards $1.5 billion to fight the opioid crisis. Okay, listen to this, y'all. According to CNBC, the Biden administration announced this past Friday, it is awarding $1.5 billion in grants to help states, territories, and tribal lands combat the opioid crisis. Okay, listen to this, y'all. The grants, the article says, will expand access to treatment and recovery support services, allow states to invest in better overdose education, and increase the accessibility of FDA-approved naloxone products. That's naloxone products, which are used to help reverse an opioid overdose. Okay, now, this may be a sensitive topic for some, so by no means the information I'm reporting am I trying to be, critical or, not sensitive to the fact that, many people, maybe even some that in your family, I don't know, there are people out there who deal with drug problems, whether it's addiction, things of that nature. So we know that, for those people, they need help. There also needs to be education to prevent people from, getting in that type of situation. Even with our, young children. When I say young children, middle school age, high school age, there needs to be, education. Could we all maybe agree on that? What do you think? What are your thoughts on that, right? There needs to be some type of education about the dangers of that. Many people can also say that, during the pandemic, forced lockdowns, those situations that people went through could have further, complicated whatever they were going through, further caused them, due to all the, challenges that they went through. It could have caused those people to fall further into, their situation. And my thoughts and prayers, go out to those people and their families and everything that, they have to deal with. So, I think you and I, you let me know if you disagree, but I think we could both agree here on the channel that this is an issue that should be addressed. And for those that need the help, there should be services, programs that provide real solutions to help them on their road to recovery. Let me keep reading, okay? You all let me know if this information is helpful, and leave me some comments. Let me know your thoughts on this topic, okay? Now, last year, the article says, more than 107,000 people died after overdosing in the U.S. According to data, the article says, from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, that's the CDC. The figure marked a 15% increase in overdose-related deaths from 2020. Okay, members of the Biden administration, the article says, including Second Gentleman Douglas Emhoff and U.S. Secretary of Labor Marty Walsh, attended a Recovery Month summit on Friday to show support for individuals in recovery and discuss the grant funding. Okay, here's a quote by Walsh, who wrote on Twitter, "As someone in long-term recovery, I know how important access to mental health and substance use disorder is." Okay, the article also goes on to say that more than $104 million in funding will specifically aim to support rural communities, which have been particularly hard hit by the opioid crisis. Okay, so I'm assuming that, somehow they were able to collect data to see that, rural communities were some of the hardest hit. Okay, you all let me know your thoughts on that. Do you believe that to be true? The article says it will be allocated for workforce training, education, and outreach, as well as the new sites for medication-assisted treatment. Okay, medication-assisted treatment. I wonder what that is about. Okay, now President Biden. The article concludes by saying that President Biden also called for an investment of more than $42.5 billion. That's a large number, y'all. Biden also called for an investment of more than $42.5 billion in funding for national drug control agencies as part of his 2023 fiscal year budget. Okay, I wonder what that is about. National drug control agencies. Okay, and the last sentence of the article says the investment would mark a $3.2 billion increase from the previous year. So wow, based on the data that was presented in the article, I guess I'm just assuming based on what I read that, due to the 15% increase in overdose related deaths from 2020, they somehow felt the need to increase the money that was allocated to go towards these national drug control agencies. Okay, here's where I have some questions. Of course, like I said, there is a need to help people that are going through this type of situation. However, I do want to do some more research. Maybe I encourage you to research as well to find out, what is it really about. My question is, with all the money that's being allocated, okay, all the money that's being allocated, right, all of the funds, is it really providing meaningful, real solutions for those people towards their efforts towards recovery and even prevention? Okay, is it really providing real solutions? What is their plan? And in this plan, could it possibly do more harm than good? I would hate to think that. You all remember, I don't know if this was last year sometime, I know it was months ago, but there was a report that came out. This is not the first time that the opioid crisis was addressed by the Biden administration, but there was a report that in certain communities, I don't know how these communities were chosen. Maybe seems like I remember it being like the low-income, disadvantaged communities. There were reports that the CRACK pipes, okay, were being passed out in communities. Did you all remember that story a couple of months back? They were being passed out in the community, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it was something like they wanted to provide clean, they were trying to prevent the spread of disease or something like that, so they were providing clean options for those who chose to do that. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? I know it sounds crazy. It sounded crazy when I was reading the information about it, and I was like, what? But there was something. I'll try to go back and find it. Maybe I'll speak about it in another video, but certainly do your research. They were saying that in some communities, okay, CRACK pipes were being distributed in an effort to, I don't know, it sounds crazy me even talking about it, right? But in an effort to prevent the spread of illness for people, disease and illness, if they chose to do that. How is that helping them? How is that at all helping them if you're still allowing access to something that is doing them more harm than any good. So that's what I'm saying here. Is there something, this is just kind of, general information that I gave you all in this article. But what is their plan? Could it possibly do more harm than good? I don't know. Y'all leave me some comments below. Let me know if you have any insight on this particular topic. Let me know. Certainly, again, my thoughts and prayers go out to, those who are dealing with loved ones that they love. I'm not dealing with, but you're learning to manage and try your best to help loved ones who are, going through challenges with addiction, things of that nature. This is what they're saying, y'all. So again, thank you so much for trusting me to provide you with news and information, commentary you can use. Let me know your thoughts on this topic. I'll keep an eye on it and bring you all updates as I receive them, as I do my research. And as always, thank you so much for supporting Andrea Speaks TV. Y'all take care.